today I'm here to do my wrap up for the month of March, and oh my god, I had such a great reading month just for the fact that I managed to read 10 books, where every other month of the year I've done very shit. I do fine with the first 2 months of the year though. I just really wasn't that invested in what I was reading and I didn't really want to read, but this month I just feel like my will to read more just came back to me, and suddenly I was just reading like so much, and I'm just so happy that I managed to get so much done. And I'm gonna keep reading while I feel like this because it's probably gonna die out come May or something, but still I'm excited to show you the books that I managed to read this month. And I listened to 3 audiobooks and I read 7 physical books, and I'm just excited. So the first 3 books in my wrap-up were actually books that I wanted to finish last month, but I didn't get to them, but I managed to finish them at the start of April, which was really good. But the first book I listened to was Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, and this was amazing. Like, this was not a book that was on my radar, and I knew it was coming out, but I wasn't really sure how I felt about it. But then I started to see the reviews and it was all over Instagram and I just kept seeing it everywhere. So when it became available on Scribd, I was like, yep, I'm gonna listen to this. And there was so much going on in this book and I was just living for it because I just like the idea that it's a big Twitter battle and there's all these secrets that the main characters have. They talk to each other online but they don't know who each other are, but then they both work for the companies that are on the Twitter battle, and it just like there's so many circumstances where these characters line up with each other and you just get so excited and invested because you're like, where's this book gonna end? But I'm also so keen, and I just really liked the characters. I honestly cannot remember their names, but I highly recommend this. This was a lot of fun and just a really good book. Okay, I finally finished reading The Queen of the Tyrolean by Erica Johansson, and this was my book of the month for February, so I did not get it done, but I still read the book, so I think that's a win. For some reason, I just could not get that invested in this book, and it's not that it was bad. I did really enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars, and I really did like Kelsey's story, and the fact that she is the queen of this kingdom and she's been hiding for so many years, and like basically everyone wants to kill her because they don't want her to be queen, and I'm just like, well, there's a crazy violent world, and this book does not shy away from violence and stuff, and it just goes right in there with a lot of topics that I was like, whoa, I did not expect that. And I like the relationships that she formed with her guards, and like she's just a really cool person, I felt, and she's like a really good leader, and I just really enjoyed it. The only thing is just how much she cares about how she looks, because she's a little bit overweight and she's not that pretty, and she just gets so jealous of every woman around her that is pretty. So that's a little bit like, okay love, don't do that. But other than that, I did really end up enjoying this book. It just took me way too long to finish. And then I finally finished Sorcery of Fawns by Margaret Rogerson. I started this a month and a half ago for the Winter Magical Readathon, and I just put it down, and then it took me a while to pick it back up, but I did really like this book. I definitely think I liked An Enchantment of Ravens more, just because that book was so adorable, but I really liked Elizabeth. She was pretty cool, and she's got this like warrior queen vibe to her, and she lives in this magical library where like the books are like alive and they like have personalities, and there's different classes of books, and like if you burn them they turn into these weird monsters. Then she gets framed for this murder and she has to try and show people that it wasn't her, and we meet Nathaniel because there are sorcerers in this story as well, because we need all those elements of a fun story here. But I really enjoyed it, and Nathaniel is just such a little bean. He's so adorable. And also Silas is the main character in this as well. He is Nathaniel's demon person. It's a bit hard to explain, but there's like with the magic they have to have a demon side to them so they can use their magic, but it was really cool. I highly recommend it. It was such a fun read. It just was a bit slow. There is some type of books, and especially like Strange the Dreamer, I just could not make it through that book quickly because it's so dense. This was like, it's not as dense, but it still had that density to it that made it just feel like it lasted forever. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my god. But I still did really enjoy this one, and I highly recommend. Then I read Pumpkin Heads by Rainbow Rowell with the art by Faith Erin Hicks, and this was just adorable. So this takes place over one night at a pumpkin patch, and our main characters are Josiah and Deja, and they have been friends every season for 4 years that they've worked here together, and it's all about Deja trying to get Josiah to go talk to this girl he's had a crush on for years, and they just go all through the pumpkin patch and all different stuff happens, and it was just really cute. And the artwork is like really vibrant and nice, so this was just, yeah, I really enjoyed this. So I finally finished Again But Better by Christine Riccio. Like, I have been reading this book for so long. I started on audio, then I went to physical, and I picked it up for the Winter Magical Readathon because I did really want to finish it because I was already 90 pages in, so that's a bonus. And I was so excited for this book because Christine is like one of my favorite booktubers, like of the big people, and I was so excited for her book, and she just seemed so genuine. And I'm so sad that this book did end up disappointing me just because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like, looking back on it now, the title and the plot makes perfect sense, but I didn't pick that up until it happened, and I was like, oh shit. And I did film a whole review about it that I will link down below because I go way into my feelings about this, and I kind of really don't want to like talk about it fully again, but I gave this 3 stars. There was parts that I really did enjoy, but parts that were so dumb, I couldn't deal. I just couldn't deal, but I will link that review down below if you really want to see me rant about this book. The next book I read was Fence Volume 2 by C.S. Pacat, and this was just a really quick and easy one to read for the readathon, but these comics are just like really fun. It's about fencing and it's about schools and just all these different boys competing against each other, and we have our 2 main characters, Nicholas and Senjai, I think that's his name, and they just like hate each other, and I want them to fall in love. That is all I want in my life because they have just got a vibe of cuteness that I'm like, it may not happen, but like at least friends. But like boyfriends would be like the best thing ever. Okay, the next book I listened to was Yes, No, Maybe So by Becky Albertalli and Ashia Saeed. I think that's how you say her name. I'm so bad with the pronunciations, but this was one of my anticipated reads and I was so excited when it came out on audio, so I listened to that as soon as I could. So there is a political canvassing kind of thing happening in America. I'm not really exactly sure how their campaigns work there, like if it's similar to Australia or not, but Maya and Jamie end up doing canvassing and like knocking on doors, and they end up bonding over it, and there's a lot of stuff that gets brought to light in this book because Maya is Muslim and Jamie is Jewish. It just talks about the way that people react to it when there's politics involved, but like their friendship and relationship was like the highlight of this book for me because like, yeah, the political stuff was good, but I'm not really like that invested in politics. Like I probably should be, but I am really not. But I highly recommend giving this one a go because it was just really cute, and Jamie is absolutely a Becky Albertalli character, because I'm pretty sure with this book with the 2 authors is like Becky Albertalli wrote Jamie and the other author wrote Maya, so then they put the chapters together and made their story line up. It was just really fun, and like I don't really know what more to say about it because I feel like I've like already forgotten like half the plot. I gave it 5 stars because I just had a really fun time with this book. Okay, the next book I read was Asking For It by Louise O'Neill. So this was the book I had to read in March for my TBR thingy, and I have to say I didn't really enjoy this book. Like, I mean, with the sensitive topic of it being about rape, of course I really wasn't going to enjoy it that much, but really the writing style of this book was just atrocious. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't really enjoy it, and like there is too many characters in this book. Another thing though with this book is the main character is completely unlikable, which is like crazy because like what happened to her is so bad, but you hate her. It was a weird mind frame to be in, and I obviously like rape is bad and it's horrible, but like this book just was weird. Like I would say give it a read because of like with its content, and it was like really enlightening, but seriously I only gave this 3 stars because there was just so much that I didn't like, and also there was not much plot besides the idea of the rape, but I definitely wanted more from this book. Okay, the next book I read was The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. So I already had a copy of this book, but I decided to like listen to it mainly on audio because I've always listened to Trisha Levenseller's stories on audio because I just like the way the action feels when I'm listening, and I did read from the book physically like at certain times as well. It was a really good one because I was kind of like reading other things at the same time as this one, so this was kind of just a book in the background for like 10 days of the month, but I really enjoyed this. This was so much fun and I highly recommend giving it a go. So this book is about Alessandra, and what she wants to do is kill the Shadow King. So she's gonna go in there and seduce him, then marry him, then kill him, then take his whole kingdom. So she has this whole plan, and she's such a ruthless and amazing character. And she goes in there all guns blazing, ready to do this to make him fall in love with her, and it was just such a great dynamic of this story because after a while she realizes that other people are trying to kill him, so she has to protect him long enough so then she can kill him. And it was just, oh, it was so fun. I really enjoyed it, and like the Shadow King is exactly the type of character that I really enjoy, and he gave me Darkling vibes if he wasn't a total asshole, you know, like it was great. I mean, I love the Darkling, but really he's the bad guy, but the Shadow King was like the bad guy, but like not really. But I just, oh, it was so good. It was so good. I really just loved it so much. And Trisha Levenseller is honestly becoming one of my favorite authors, and I just can't wait to see what she writes next. And the last book I read was The Princess and the Found Girl by Ashley Posden. This was really adorable, and these geeky convention stories are like honestly the best. Like I had so much fun with this. So this is a Princess and the Pauper retelling, so our main characters are Jess and Imogen. So Jess was in the first book, and she's the actress that plays Amara, and she's not really a likable character. Like she doesn't really like the fandom, and she doesn't want to be typecasted as this princess or her whole life, and Imogen is just a fan of the series, and she accidentally gets chucked on the stage because they look very similar, and they end up trading places because something happens with the script being leaked, so Jess has to go into the public without them realizing who she is. And it was just really fun because you're really invested, because you're like, oh my god, who's gonna leak the script and who did this and who did that, having them learn about each other's life, and like, you know, having Jess learn that it's not that bad to be in this fandom because everyone loves it, and like also for Imogen learning how much Jess has to go through being right in the eye of the public. It was a really fun read, and I am excited because Bookish and the Beast comes out in a couple of months. So I did buy this book recently to read it before that book comes out, but now I've probably read it too soon because now I have to wait a couple more months, and hopefully I will get to Bookish and the Beast early enough. But these are really quick and easy reads, so I highly recommend them. So this is my wrap up, and I honestly have not had a good ass wrap up like this for a while. This is so much fun. There's so many books. I also did really good because I didn't really buy that many books this month, so I read 10 and I only bought 5. But I did accumulate some out of buying books just because it was my birthday, so my grandma got me 2 books, and then a few other times I've like accumulated. But honestly, with everything going on in the world with COVID-19, I just have not been buying books just because it feels like not a great time to do it, and I have a heap on my shelf. I really should be trying to get through my TBR, so I'm really trying not to buy anything. So honestly, I bought some books at the start of the month, but other than that, I have not bought anything, and we're already nearly a week into April. Like, I am really trying not to, just because, as I said, I have so many to read, and I've already got like my list of TBR for this month, so it's like I don't need to add anything, so I've got to think that way and just try and not buy stuff. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my wrap up. I'm just like really happy with how I went. I'm just like so giddy. It's been so great. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.